Welcome. Before we get the show started, let me make sure my mic is up. We are here to talk about Brother Polight, the man. If you don't know Brother Polight, he's a pillar in the conscious community. The man is responsible for awakening a lot of black people, awakening a lot of people's consciousness, and he's a prevalent figure on the HOK, the Sonetters Network. And we are here to talk about this man who has pled, who pretty much has given a plea of guilty on charges relating to sexual assault on a minor. We're here to talk about it. If you're just walking in, make sure you wipe your feet at the door. We got a long story. We got a long show to do tonight. I gotta get through some videos. We gotta take a look and take a gander at some of these charges, man. These are some serious charges. If you can see the screen, these are some crazy charges. I mean, we're talking about molestation, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, engaging, sexual battery. This doesn't look good for Mr. Michael Novak, which is his name, his government name. He's not, doesn't go. I'm sure they're not calling him Brother Polight in the court system. But yeah, this man is a pillar in the conscious community. This man is responsible for, if you want to be honest, he's responsible for, awakening people, bringing people to a higher state of consciousness, civilizing. That's a great word. Civilizing the savages, civilizing the people that don't know better, that aren't in a positive state, an awakened state, a state that can help them, better themselves. But here we have a man engaging and who is getting ready to take a plea. He has already, the paperwork has been filed, signed, sealed, and delivered. He will be taking a plea. We don't know what charges, but these are the charges that he is facing. We're talking about molestation, contributing to the delinquency of a minor. We're talking about sexual battery. And now, if I'm here to say that if Polight, let's be fair. Let's say he takes a plea of only 2 or 3 charges, right? Let's say he takes a plea of only 1 or 2 charges. These are some heavy crimes, man. These are not these are felony charges. He's facing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 felony charges, and he has 1 misdemeanor, which is I don't know what that charge is. I could tell what this charge is. This is contributing to the delinquency of a minor. But yeah, these are some serious crimes, man. These aren't these are some serious allegations on this man. And I heard on Sonetter today that he told him that he wasn't going to take a plea. He was going to fight this. He was going to take this case ultimately to trial. But now it's come out that he will be taking a plea. He will be, more than likely be doing some jail time if he's convicted of any of these things. I mean, these are some heinous things. I mean, especially for a man that people look at this man, people look at this man as a spiritual leader. They look at this man as a person that a lot of people, I've tuned into some of his debates. I've tuned into some of his, lectures and some of the things he's talked about. He's a very intellectual dude, very intellectual man. But it seems as he is following in the same footsteps as his mentor, none other than Dr. York. As you can see here, you know, you got the let me scroll down, because it says that, you know, it says that the plea, there you go. Plea set. It said that the plea was set today, and he should be reporting. He should report in the courtroom on the 7th of July. But the plea is in place. The plea is, you know, he's taking a plea. So essentially, he's taking an L, and he will be sitting in the county blues or state prison for the crimes that he did against this minor that he is taking a plea deal for. And, you know, it's just sad to see another conscious community. You know, it kind of hurts my heart. These are the people in the conscious community that people look at these people as, you know, a lot of black people are coming out of the mysticism of the Christian church, or coming out of the Christian bondage or the Muslim bondages and these organized religions, and they're going to these people, the Polights and all the other Kemetic people and all the other people of the conscious community, looking for answers, looking for a different way, a different mindset, a different aspect, a different perspective of life. And here you see that these people are no better than the Catholic priests, or they're no better than the money-hungry preachers and pastors with the mega churches. They're just as ravenous wolves as those men, those women, and those Christian churches. Is it all a scam? Is it all to get over? Is it all about, you know, getting over and, you know, hurting children? You know, let's go into this video of Polight, where they talk about his news story. They talk about the night he got arrested. We're gonna play that video. I gotta cue it up right here. Let's get into this video of Polight. The time when he got arrested, this was I believe last year. This case has been, you know, about lingering on for a while now. So, you know, let's get into this right quick.
The social media influencer and motivational speaker is making headlines for the wrong reason. NBC6 reporter Kim Nguyen is live in Miami Beach tonight with more on the arrest of the man known as Brother Polight. Kim.
Yeah, well, Jawan, the suspect surrendered here at the Miami Beach Police Department earlier this week. Police charged him with sexual
This happened in Miami.
Battery of a 14-year-old girl. We did speak with his lawyer earlier tonight, who says that these charges are false. This is the mugshot of 37-year-old.
Now look at him right here. He looked like a guilty man. He looked like he's down on his luck. He looked like, you know, he possibly popped a Molly, you know, popped a couple pills that night. You know, he looked a little crazy in this video, as you can see. You know, it's not, you know, he looks kind of crazy. I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm just gonna say that. Let's get into the video again.
Michael Nowak Jr., also known as Brother Polight, to his more than 300,000 Instagram followers. Miami Beach police arrested Nowak this week for alleged sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl.
Sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl. We're talking about a child here. This is I believe this was the woman, the young girl that he was did this to, was he was dealing with the mother of this child. And it just shows, like, you know, the sick nature of what is going on in a lot of these cults, a lot of these weirdo pseudo religious people that, you know, I mean why does in every religion, or, you know, when someone comes around as a, you know, an intellectual, you know, pseudo and with a religious garb, or someone that's coming to awaken people through the spirituality, why does it always end with a child being touched, or a child being hurt, or a child being solicited by sex? Why? Is it just something with men and power? Why does that always happen? But let's get into the video. But it's something to think about. It is something to think about.
In a hotel room in February, police say the alleged victim was the daughter of a woman he was romantically linked to.
And there you go. This is this is a woman that's dealing with this dude. This is a woman that's probably going to the lectures, that's probably trying to get some type of spirituality, some type of mental awakening, some spiritual awakening from this man. She falls in love with him, and she feels comfortable and safe enough to bring her young child around this man. And instead of giving this young child some type of a lesson, or trying to instill some good values, trying to be a father figure to this young girl, he chooses allegedly to use this young girl, to defile this young girl. It's sickening. But he's following in the footsteps of his mentor, Dr. York. And I remember when Sinetta said it one time. Sinetta talked about it. He called him Little Dr. York, Dr. York Jr. And here he is following in the footsteps of the man that, they were calling him. It's something to think about, something to...
Defense attorney David Terrace says his client is innocent.
Once the evidence is produced, that he is going to be exonerated. So yeah, not guilty, nothing else.
According to the police,
well, he has already put in his plea deal. So that and the thing about plea deals, it opens up the discussion for the other charges. Maybe not in the court of law, but in the court of public opinion. The plea deal opens up, let's say he takes the lesser charge. I believe the lesser charge that we was looking at the docket. Let's say he takes the lesser charge for, let's say, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, where pretty much that's saying he gave a minor alcohol, drugs. That's what contributing to the delinquency of a minor is. Let's say he pleads out to that, right? That opens up the door for, okay, now if you're giving this young girl drugs, alcohol, why? Are you trying to allegedly solicitate, some type of, things in a sexual nature? Are you trying to sway this young girl? Are you trying to, it opens up the door for your intent here. And it could tell a full story, and it could tell a full background of what actually happened that night. It's something to think about.
Police report Nowak, a motivational speaker and author who lives in L.A., asked the woman if he could take her daughter to an after party at a club in Miami. The report states Nowak took the teen to his hotel after seeing that the club was closed. Police say the suspect...
Let me stop right there. This is a 14-year-old girl, man. This is not no young, this is not no 18, 19-year-old girl. We're talking about a 14-year-old child here. Taking her to the club. Listen, man, I didn't start going to clubs until after high school. I didn't start going to, and it kind of shows you the what is going on in his head. Here you got Brother Polight, who is probably in his 40s. I'm sure he has children. I'm sure he has a child, if not 14, close to that age. He wouldn't want a 40-year-old man taking his child to a party like a club or some type of thing, giving his young daughter drugs, alcohol. But it's okay for him to do it. It's okay. It's fine for him to do it. This is the madness going on, and allegedly that happened. And I wasn't there. Allegedly, but he is taking a plea. We don't know what he's pled out to, but it's safe to say that he's taking a plea for, he's gonna have to swallow some of these charges. They're not gonna just let him take a plea of, something just like a slap on the wrist. He's gonna have to eat one of these charges. And just like I said before, it's gonna open up the discussion for public opinion. Why did you take a child to the club that night, Brother Polight? Why did you give this child alcohol and drugs that night? It begs the question, and we have to ask the question of what happened, what went on, what were you thinking, what was going through your head?
That gave the teen alcohol and started dancing and touching the teen inappropriately, groping her breast, inner thighs, and buttocks. It goes on to say Nowak trying to force the teen to perform oral sex on him.
Like what is going through your mind, Brother Polight? Here you have the child of a young woman that you're dating, the child of a young woman that you're dealing with, and she's trusting you to take care of her, trusting you to look after her, trusting you to be there for her, trusting you and instilling in you and giving her faith that you're a good man, you're gonna do the right thing, that he's in safe hands. But what do? The moment, the second that you get allegedly, because I don't know if this happened, allegedly, but the moment that he allegedly had time with that young girl, he started violating her. Protect your daughters, man. Protect your daughters. Protect your daughters from these relationships, that your baby mom wants to run into, that she wants to jet into, because you don't know what type of weirdo, what type of idiot, what type of pervert is going to be around your daughter, lurking around the corner, lurking around her, checking her out, being a weirdo, taking advantage of your young child. Get back into this video.
The teen allegedly passed out and woke up to Nowak trying to make her throw up.
These are
he's allegedly, they're saying that he drugged this young girl, right? And I'm guessing, and I'm just taking a gander, that they're trying to make the story that I guess that he possibly gave this young girl some type of drug, some type of something in her body where they could, I guess if she were to go to the hospital, get some type of toxicology or some type of blood test where it would come up in her her body or whatnot. I guess he's trying to get rid of the evidence and trying to invoke vomit in this young girl. This is what about the story. I've heard that DNA was found in the room that night. DNA was found. So I mean, what does Polight say to the black community? What does he say to the black women, the young girls that listen to his messages and to his lectures? And he loves to tell people all about all the books he wrote, all of the books he wrote. What does he say to the black community? What does he say to the Nubians community? What did he say to the Moorish temples? What does he say to the conscious community, the people that watch his lectures, that gain some type of knowledge, information? What does he say to them? That there's a 14-year-old girl in a room with you, and the mother has trusted you, has put her full will and faith in you that you will do the right thing and you will be a good man to this young girl. But you totally disrespected that trust, allegedly. DNA found in the room. DNA found. I believe the DNA was found on the girl, allegedly. I'm not sure, but I did hear that there was alleged DNA. It's sick, man. It's sick. Let's get back into the video.
Serious allegations, but in any situation, there is always motive. There is always a lot behind the scenes that the public is not going to be able to see.
The report states that the girl's mother found her intoxicated and possibly on drugs, with severe swelling on her mouth and lips. It later states Nowak told the mother not to call police because it would ruin his career. Nowak was served with a DNA warrant in June and surrendered to police on Monday. Terrace says the police report is only an allegation.
And Nowak claims to have written more than 90 books. In an interview, he also claims to have several wives.
Allegedly. He does have several. He does have several wives, but you know the whole thing about the books, you know, that's up for debate. I've seen those alleged books that, you know, he wrote allegedly. You know, they look like, you know, it looked like, you know, I don't know, man. It looked like he, you know, printed them at Staples or something like that. I wouldn't say he's an author of 90 books. That's not what I would say. But let me know what you guys think of this story, man. Thank y'all for joining me. I just wanted to get into Brother Polight, a pillar in the conscious community, a pillar in the conscious and in the awakening of black people, and then, you know, offering them spirituality. He's a, listen, I'm going to continue. I'm going to say it again. He's a very intellectual brother. He's a very smart man. But these are the types of ravenous wolves in our community. These, you know, a lot of these, you know, conscious community cats, and, you know, these are the types of men in our community that we are, you know, giving money to. You know, he's been linked to, you know, numerous scams and numerous, you know, get rich schemes, and I could, you know, a lot of people have, you know, reported him for, you know, taking their money, scamming them. I don't know, allegedly, I don't know what it was about, but, you know, there's been reports of that. But these are the types of men that are running wild in the conscious communities, taking advantage of the people. A young girl, a young black child was hurt, taken advantage of, victimized, allegedly, by Brother Polight. It's time for, you know, the community to wake up. It's time for us to get out of these weird pseudo religions. You know, it's time for us to come back to the Most High. It's time for us to get back into that Bible. This man made numerous videos. I'll never forget the video where he took a Bible to the shooting range and put a bullet in the Bible. But his religion and his spiritual system and his total lack of morality has him allegedly victimizing a young 14-year-old child. A child that the mother trusted him. A child that the mother instilled that he was a good man. She probably even, you know, coerced her daughter, in meaning that she probably, you know, got her daughter to come around to him. This woman, this young child, probably has a father that she loves and wants to be around, you know what I mean? And she's, you know, this woman, her mother, is probably trying to tell the daughter to come around to him. He's a good man. But, you know, the second that he gets around this young child, allegedly he chose to victimize, to take advantage of that child. These are the leaders. These are the conscious community ravenous wolves. And we've seen them. We've seen the Brother Polights. We've seen the Nature Boys and other people that have come through that community. You know, I'm gonna be honest. We could throw Hassan Campbell in there, because you know I still feel like there's some things up to debate with him. I believe his story. I'm not saying I don't believe that, you know, the things he said about Africa Bambaataa wasn't true, but I still feel like there's some holes in his story, and he has, you know, taken his story, and instead of being a champion to, you know, victims of, you know, those type of crimes, he's choosing to be an entertainment correspondent now. But we've seen people come through that community, take advantage, manipulate, scam, do all types of things, the black community. Time for people to wake up. But those are my thoughts on Brother Polight. I just want to hit you guys with a live today. I saw this story of Brother Polight taking a plea on crimes against a minor. And I thought, you know, this is something that we need to talk about. This is something that is important to the community, because these things are happening to young children around the world, young black children around the world. And I thought that this was a good time to speak about his case and to talk about the manipulators and the ravenous wolves in the conscious community that are taking advantage of black people, their dollars, their children, even their mindsets and their spirituality. But thank you guys for joining me. This is the check-in report. Let me hit the bell one time for y'all. Thank you for joining me, man. I'm out of here, man. You make sure y'all have a good night, and toodles.